1920s in Delices. What was Dominica like then?
I wouldn't be able to say much about the 1920s. I couldn't remember anything because I was born that time and remember it from 1921 to 1929. Only anybody, I'm from the 1930s, going back, going to school. And I remember when we had the 1930 hurricane. That is from the time I think I can remember certain things.
Tell me about the hurricane.
Yes, that hurricane.
Take one. This is a January 15th, 1995 interview of Wendell McKenzie Christian by his son Gabriel Christian. Daddy, welcome to 4711 Cash Hill Court, Upper Marlboro, Maryland, our new home.
Very welcome indeed.
We're just going to talk about a few areas of your life up to this point. It's not going to be in any particular order. Feel free to be as descriptive as you wish. And I will start by asking you, you said you were born in 21 and you didn't remember anything, I guess, until 1930, which was the year of the hurricane. Tell us about that hurricane.
Well, it was a day in 1930. It was a morning about 9 o'clock to 10 o'clock. The weather changed. The weather was very gloomy, you could see that something was approaching. And then we understood, and in those days, we didn't have to get much about hurricane preparedness notices from the government and so on. But all I heard people say, barometer combi.
What does that mean in English?
That means to say the barometer fault. That means to say the weather advisory, with the thing today with the meteorological business, they have the barometer who measures the weather and this kind of thing. When it falls to a certain point, it shows as a sign of hurricane is approaching. So people start nailing up on this kind of things. They say barometer and so on. So people start nailing up on them. And then Gabriel, and ooh.
Where were you at that time?
Little child at home, with my big jacket on me, big long jacket. And we are, and the house went on the side. Baby said, let us go. Hold one day, hold my hand. This one holding this one hand, plus holding Rubian holding Clement. And they said, we take off. And Gabriel had to take off. The wind's ragging off on us. And the grain is striking us like grains of sand. And we rushed at the home which we considered to have been safe. And that is Norbert, Mr. Norbert's home. It was a home low down and surrounded by many trees. Breadfruit trees, coconut trees, breadnut trees, cocoa trees, and that sort of thing. So it was like these trees served as a sort of a windbreak around the house. And the house was a house built with different verandas. Say the main house is in the center, and veranda on that side, veranda on that side, verandas all around.
Was he a well-off man?
He was, in his own right, a well-off man because he had shop. He had a shop. And
was he a black man?
He was what we call today the red nigger, or Beke Pop, a man from Laron, gray eyes, white man, Norbert. Married, his wife was a very dark woman, called Francisca, and so on. And Gabriel, when they say, open by you, they said, open for them. And Gabriel, we entered. And when we entered, Gabriel people, they are like sand. People, other people who came to rescue from the hurricane. and people crying. And praying in patois. Praying. And he now was a man of soft heart and saying, Francisco, what's it? Gabriel, people tie the doors and tie windows and pulling against the wind trying to force the windows open, and the people pulling, they have ropes holding the doors and so on. And each time Gabriel, the wind, you in any little crevice, the water, I can remember that, taking cloth, stopping the little crevice where the water come in, and so on. And then, after the hurricane, during the time they make tea, they give people with bread, and when you have tea, Gabriel, what tea? Syrup tea. Tea sweetened with syrup. And
what kind of tea?
And you know what kind of tea? The leaves of the bay leaf. All that is slow poison. All that is slow poison. What the Negro is a hard. The Negro is a hard and tough. We are tough race. The bay leaf has a kind of oil in the leaves. That's why they distill the leaves of the bay oil today. And they take the oil, and it is being sent over to the United States, England, and so on, and made into all different kind of chemicals or perfume or whatever they're doing with it. But it's well paid for. They pay a lot of money. And the people that even the piece of land that butter has at Davis, they will break the body and they will send it to, and they'll distill it, and they take out her money, and they'll tell her it's only that they make and give her $200 or $300 or this kind of thing. I think how much they say now for whiskey or bay leaf oil. Don't you like, no?
Is that the same thing they take to make the bay rum?
Bay rum. They take that same bay oil and they make bay rum. Bay rum is that oil and that rum, and they make bay rum, and it's a good chemical.
How do they make the bay rum? Is it the oil and some rum?
It's supposed to be oil and rum, and it's distilled. It's manufactured in a place. I can remember the Newfound factory where they making. Where I almost lost my life in an accident there in 1963.
Well, tell me about the British soldiers come after the hurricane of 1930 or to help?
We never saw anything like that. As a boy, I never saw anything like that. But one thing I knew, that after a lot of people, God works in a mysterious way. His wonders to perform. A lot of the people in Delices had very narrow escapes from being crushed by their homes. We heard of on one occasion, one they called Peterson, the same one where Papi had made a raid and catch him with money into. The wife saying, Peterson, let us go. Things bad. Let us leave the house. And Gabriel, as soon as they leave the house only goes and collapse like a pack of cards. Right in the same thing. Right now, and they leave. House collapse and several other people. House only smash. When they say smash, smash. And so, a lot
what does it mean? What does annually mean?
Let us go, let us go, let us go.
And what language is that you speaking?
Patois.
What kind of patois is it?
It's the French Creole.
Why is it that Dominicans speak French Creole?
The thing is that the Dominica was once occupied by the French. And the French had Dominica under their control. So much so, Dominica, you have a lot of French names. People have French names like Beaupierre and Saint-Jean. And all these names derive from French origin.
Are there French people who stayed behind in Dominica too?
Yes. For once we know one they call Ma Elma. She is grandmother to Dr. Sorrento. and these people came. I'm not quite sure whether they were left back by the French after the French were driven out of Dominica. But there was also a serious volcano, Mount Pelée in Martinique, I think in 1902. And I think over 30,000 people perished in Mount Pelée. And only one man who happened to have been a prisoner. And he was in an underground cell or somewhere, and he escaped. Mount Pelée wiped out Martinique. And after the hurricane, they renamed that town for the Horse.
No. I mean after the volcano?
After the volcano.
Well, so are you saying that some people may have come to Dominica?
Some people came to Dominica after the hurricane. So
after the volcano?
After the volcano. So much so, one of them was, they said, was a godmother of mine by the name of Maanda. The old lady, Maanda. So you find the Sorrendos, they originated, the Sorrento originated from Martinique, French and so on. So you find...
Is it just that their names are French, or do some of them look like white people?
Yes, the Sorrentos look like white people, and other places were named like Boitica, and Montjour, and Villacas, and Petit Chavan, and all these countries, Calibichi, all these were more, the pronunciation was French, because of the French, the French had occupied them. And well, like Granby is English name, and Marigot, and
does Granby have a French name too?
No, Granby is not French. Granby is not a French name. But Calibichi and Villacas.
Does it have a Carib name by the name of Bericois?
And I think Bericois. Bericois. I think they are Granby and so on. So coming back to the hurricane in 1930, what I knew the British government did was to send relief supplies in charge of the policemen in there. And my father, at that time, since our house was damaged, it was on one side, run on one side, but it was in fall, we had to repair it afterwards too. But all of us was taken down to the police station.
Was the police station destroyed?
No.
What was it made of?
It was made up of wood, but however, what happened, anytime a building is in a valley like the wind passes over. So for instance, like we in DT Lane, you find we have a mound over us, and that mound, and then we have Libra Lane on the other side. But we are more in a valley like, so the wind passes above. When it murdered the South Farm.
Santa Roma.
And Santa Roma.
Are you talking about the hurricane of 1930 now?
No, this place was a windswept.
Were you talking about the hurricane? Are you talking now about another hurricane?
Yeah, now I'm just going back to hurricane 1930. So the French government, the English government sent food and so on. They gave bags of flour, rice, sugar. The shops now were to buy that food and resell it, retail it.
Testing 1, 2, 3. Back on the record with regard to the hurricane of 1930.
Yes, so the British government sent, and there was a lot of hurricane relief, barrels of clothes, and so on.
Did you get any clothes?
Yes, we got clothes, and the police officer in charge was to distribute the clothes to the victims of the hurricane.
What kind of clothes was it? Was it good clothes?
Good clothes, pants, shirts, jackets, different stuff, you name it, all different kind of clothes, you know. And the police officer too was in charge to give people tickets. They give you he would write out a ticket, a slip, value. You give you, according to your family, according to your household needs, give you a ticket of 2 and 6, 2 shillings and 6 pence, then you go to the shop. You buy what you want, is flour, or rice, or codfish, or anything like that.
Proceed.
Yes. So, according to your household, we give it for 5 shillings, you give it for 10 shillings, and so on according to your family and so on. You go to the shop, and they give you goods for that ticket. They keep that ticket, and then you bring it down to the treasury, and they will get paid, and this kind of thing. That was the arrangements that were made with the government and the shopkeepers, naturally the police in charge. My father was in charge and this kind of thing.
So your father was a police officer?
He was a police officer.
Where was your father from again? Was he from Dominica?
He originated from Antigua.
What about your mother? Tell us a bit about your mother.
Both mother and father were from Antigua. They came from Bolans.
But how did they end up in Dominica?
They happened to have come to Dominica by my father being a policeman. He was transferred to Dominica. And when he was transferred to Dominica,
why weren't there Dominicans, sufficient Dominicans to be policemen?
in those days, the policemen were considered as a low-class job, and they would call them chiens, when they would call the police public dogs. But today, the shoes on the other foot. Policemen today is highly respected, and can go and marry even the aristocrats. And we have a policeman today marrying to the Garraway, who the aristocrats of the country, and that sort of thing, you see. So
I see that you were going to say mulatto. What is that mulatto? I noticed you almost said that word.
yes, the mulatto is, you'll find that in Dominica, we have a kind of people, or a race of people, not a race of people. Some of the people with light skin happen to have mingled with white men. And when the white man gives the colored person a child, that child turns out half white, half black. So they call them mulatto. And in those days, it's only now you find a dark-skinned person could be in the banks, could work in the banks. In those days, only mulattoes and white people could work in the banks. Only the white people could be police commissioners. At this time they would say police commissioners, which is superintendent of police, and we'll have superintendent of agriculture, and we'll have the treasurer, we'll have the all top civil service jobs were held by English people, whites, because England at that time we were colony of Britain, and we were ruled by an administrator.
Did they tell you anything about black history or about Africa?
No, we were not told anything. Everything was based on England. Ruled Britannia, Britannia ruled Wales. And we have to sing that in school on Empire Day. We had it the 24th of May. Every year is Empire Day, and we have to sing national songs, English songs, roll your boat, and all kind of English songs. And then we have to salute the flag.
What flag was it?
The Union Jack.
At that time, did you know anything about slavery? Did they teach you about slavery?
We were not told one thing about slavery.
Do you know that Dominicans were once slaves?
But we knew, as we grew up, that Dominicans were once slaves.
How did you know that? Were people, when you were small?
I heard people say that, but the fact is that we were not so much taught about that in school. We were not made to be aware of that in school. As we grow up, we hear about that, and later we were to read about that but even with the Buccaneers, it was a race of players, Drake and
Henry Morgan and Francis Drake.
Henry Morgan and this kind of thing. They were Buccaneers. They were pirates of the high seas who would steal and plunder and take gold from different things and fight battles and this kind of thing. But we did not know much about the slaves until later, as I say, we hope to get to read about it. And so
Did they ever tell you anything about the Haitian Revolution and Touche Louverture and these guys?
we never told anything about that.
Did they ever tell you about Negma War or anything like that?
Negma is only recently, as we get older.
What is the Negma War?
Negma it was done that so that the Negro escaped. Mao means he run away.
Run away from what?
So run away from their masters and go and settle in a, you'll find that they go and settle in, hide out in some mountain and this kind of thing. We had kangaroo or Kambaro or Kangoro Leve, Gutrepo, Kangomaya, and all kind of.
Oh, you know this song?
Yeah.
Where did you know this song from?
They came recently from the fellow came from Trinidad, and man, we say educate people, man. Sawdust.
Stalin? Shock dust?
Sawdust, so one of them came from Trinidad and educated the people on the radio. He held that at the Sister Hotel. And naturally, when they come $50 and that kind of thing, $25.
The Californian?
Yes, and so on.
But that Congo is, what I'm saying is, when you were growing up, were there any songs about Congore and so on? Or Bala? Did people tell you stories about that? Did you hear, as a child, did you hear stories about slaves and Negma War?
We did not hear about that. But as...
Wasn't there a man by the name of Papa Zom who was supposed to be a slave? Ex-slave? Old man?
He might have been, or Papa Zom, Uncle Stel say, all that was related to Albert and them and so on. But...
you didn't see any old people who they said were slaves when you were growing up?
No. No. But we, as you know, the Dominica story would say all about the slaves, how they come up and so on. So the fellow man came over and said, Congo leve bouteille, and explaining in detail. He educated the people, what that would mean and all kind of thing, and so it was very, very interesting because I listened to it in the night and so on and everything.
Now, did you come and now how did you at the time you were growing up, did you think the British were doing good for Dominica?
I think they were doing very good in that they were disciplining the people, and many things that would have happened now or happened today couldn't happen in the time of Britain, in that the British were ruling with iron hand. When I say iron hand, they were more disciplined people, more disciplined, so much so that, well, you all say, or you call me whitewash, you whitewash, and so on. So I always felt in myself, that's what I said the other day recently. That's probably between October and early November. I told Felix Henderson that over the air, they wanted to find out my opinion. I talk and so on. They wanted to find out my opinion about independence and this kind of thing, and question me on the thing and so on. I told him, you have to respect another man's opinion. And how I use that word is because of some time ago, I had a big conversation, a big argument with Jehovah's Witness about blood transfusion. Here it is, he said they do not believe in blood transfusion because by giving a person blood transfusion, you're feeding blood into the person, and feeding blood into a person is just like eating blood. And God said that you must not touch blood, and you must not eat blood, you must have nothing to do with blood, because blood is the life of the animal. And so I said, while that may be true, it was Daniel, the prophet, who said, in later days, knowledge shall increase. And we have come to see it pass. He prophesied that, and today we have come to see it pass. We have planes flying in the air. We have submarines traveling under the sea. We have men landing on the moon. So just so men got so much intelligence that they find they could have taken blood to save the life of another person. I said, in Jesus' day, you would not have to take any blood to save anybody's life. You say, I say unto you, blood, stop flowing. I say unto you, arise and walk, and this kind of thing. But man haven't got that power that he had. So, but there was power to know that we can take certain things to heal people. So, he has given us the knowledge to know that we can take blood and heal another person. And by healing a person, you are doing a good job. You are doing a Christian job. So, he told me, irrespective of that, we have to obey God than man. He said, we must not touch blood, don't touch blood. He said, you must not eat blood, don't eat blood. I said, I read in an Awake magazine where a father went out shooting with his son, hunting. And by mistake, he shot his son through the leg, through the thigh. And blood, the child was rushed to hospital, bleeding profusely. And the doctor said, immediate blood transfusion. And the Jehovah Witness said, no. They prefer to obey God rather than man. They prefer the child to die. And the child did die. The child died. So I said, the man is a murderer. I said, the man is a murderer. He murdered his son. Because here it is, the doctors could save his life, but he said, no. They prefer the child to die and to obey God and so on.
Bring that back to the issue of British colonialism.
Yes.
Did you get a chance to go to high school?
I didn't get a chance to go to high school, but my only brother who went to high school was in Kent. And it was during the time that my mother was still alive, and he was the only one who had time to go to, who had the opportunity to go to high school.
How many?
It was from the Dominica Grammar School to teaching. In those days, he started teaching as a privilege teacher for 2 and 6 a month. Then 5 shillings a month, and 10 shillings a month until the work was done. And from teaching to social welfare, from social welfare to politics, to a minister, become a minister and this kind of thing.
How far did you
So
reach?
right now, he's getting 2 pensions. That's pension as a civil servant and pension as a politician.
Let me ask you a question. How far did you reach as far as in politics?
He happens to have become Minister of Education and Health. And actually, as you know, that Labour government overthrown in 1979.
Coming back to the family, how many brothers and sisters did you have with your mother and father, with the first family?
The first family consisted of 8. That is 4 boys and 4 girls.
Can you tell us who the boys and who the girls were?
The boys were Henker, Lemuel, Wendell, Clement.
Can you tell us where they are?
And the girl, well, I am in Dominica, but right now living with my children in the United States. Henker is back home, retired, and is not doing too well now since after his surgical operation for prostate. And Lemuel is running a musical school, Christian musical class. He also teaches typing. And Clement, the last of the boys, he's in England. We have Ruby. We have my sister Idris, who took care of us after my mother's death. She brought us up. So she was both a sister and a mother to us. Eventually, too, I have to consider myself lucky. My brother took me after I left school and brought me up. And after I left him, I joined the army, I joined the police force, and I ended up in the fire brigade. I also had a short time in the forestry division.
Tell us about the sisters.
And the sisters were Idris, who is now bedridden for some 9 years or the other with arthritis, chronic arthritis. And we have Ruby, who is married to Burke, a Bayesian in Scotland. And we have Frost, who is a retired education officer.